Hi everyone, it's Victoria with Nutrition by Victoria, and welcome to my very first reaction video. So today I've chosen to react to Freelee's most recent What I Eat in a Day on a Road Trip as a fruit-based vegan video. This is on the Frugivore Diet channel, for those of you that are interested in checking out the video. So let's get right into it. Yeah, exercise is great. I recommend 30 minutes of aerobic exercise per day, at least 6 days a week. She is choosing to run in some Vibrams, which have zero cushioning. Hopefully she's running on the grass with these because I have ran in Vibrams in the past when they were big in like 2000, 11 or something. And you can easily get shin splints with these if you're running on asphalt or concrete because there is no cushioning. I recommend running in Ultras or a shoe that has much more cushioning to it, so that you just have better biofeedback from your run. And so that actually helps to uh, delay fatigue metabolites from being produced because of the lack of impact on the joints. If there's too much impact on the joints, you'll fatigue faster. Then also helps with recovery and helps to prevent injury when you're running in a shoe that has a little bit more support to it. Ultras are also a zero drop shoe, which means that your foot's not forward and it's not back. It's just nice and level, and they have a wide toe box. Yeah, exercise is great, especially before you're about to sit for hours. So glad to see she's still moving her body. Yeah, those look really good. Kind of like cherries. So, she's following up her exercise with some carbohydrates, coming from simple sugars, which is great to see. Lots of nutrient density there. Yeah, those look great. Yeah, that's what they look like, as tropical cherries. Okay, okay, now she's got some potatoes. Okay, so the reason I chose to react to Freelee is because I have a really big problem with the language that she uses around foods, especially when we're talking about healthy carbohydrate foods, high carbohydrate, low fat foods like these sweet potatoes. It's great to see that she's bringing a backup plan because I know she likes to stick to a fruitarian diet, a fruit-based diet. But even if you're on a fruit-based diet, it's important to just in general make sure that you're getting in enough calories every day, getting in enough carbohydrates. Our metabolic rate is dependent on our ability to take in enough energy from carbohydrates. If we aren't able to take in enough carbohydrate energy every day to fuel our cellular metabolism, then our metabolic rate drops, our insulin sensitivity actually decreases, and we become more insulin resistant, and then our propensity to store fat increases as well. And I know Freelee talked about recently putting on a couple of kilograms, and it's likely because she probably goes through periods where she's experiencing a little bit of calorie insufficiency just because she is so adamant about sticking to a fruit-based diet. And even here she says, she wants to avoid eating takeout rice. Like, rice is a great option when you're on a road trip and you don't have, other healthy foods available. Rice and vegetables are a great option. Yeah, I mean, that is great. That I definitely recommend when you're going on a road trip or traveling to bring your own food because you can't depend on a lot of options being available for the things that you want to eat when you are traveling. Now, at gas stations, they usually have juice available, so you don't have to bring 8 liters of your own juice. I guess maybe she had a bunch of produce that she needed to use up, so she decided to juice it all so that she had it for her trip. Maybe there's not a lot of gas stations available where she's traveling to, so I think it's great that she is thinking ahead, planning ahead, and bringing along her own, snacks and food to eat on a road trip so that she can maintain her diet and stay healthy. Okay, let's get back into the food. So I think that's Freelee talking about her outfit for the day. I've always wanted to get an orange presser like this, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, that's beautiful. So I'm not really sure on the timeline because she just said, okay, so she had the cherries, I'm assuming, after the run, and now she's having orange juice after her run as well. So I'm guessing that's the timeline of this video so far in terms of what she's eaten in a day. And orange juice is great, especially, look at this color. That means the oranges that she juiced were ripe. And so they're full of sugar, high Brix value, very nutrient dense, just super healthy for you. And Freelee's body is a product of having a healthy metabolism for a very long time. I believe she's been eating this way for at least 15 years now. I've been doing it for 10 years. And I got on board when she had already been doing it for a while. So this is definitely the results that you can expect long term when you're taking really good care of your body. You're eating high carb, low fat, eating sufficient calories every day, at least 2,000 calories a day for women and 2,500 calories a day for men. If you're any bit active, you're going to need more than that. And anytime you're not getting in sufficient calories, you're going to be hindering your metabolic healing process or metabolic advancement process, because really this body and the ability to obtain and sustain it comes from daily consistent practices of taking care of yourself, going to bed early, eating sufficient calories, keeping the fat content of your diet low, eating enough carbohydrate foods, and staying active. Yeah, so she is fully prepared for her road trip and living in a van. I think it's awesome. Although, if you're camping in your van, I don't see a problem with, just finding a discreet place to use the baño when you need to, but, pea bucket's a great option as well. Well, that is quite a stunning view. Okay, let's see if we can get back into the food here. All right. Okay, so it looks like she's having a snack now of 6 bananas. So calorie wise, I'd say we're probably around, for the cherries, I'm going to give it like maybe 200 calories. Orange juice, 500 calories. So it's 700, 600 for the bananas. So she's about up to 1,300 calories for the day. Okay, here we go. Some more food. Okay, so it looks like she's having another snack of fruit that she brought from her trip. Yeah, they're just hanging out and snacking by the ocean. Okay. Looking at some more plants, it looks like. She lives in a very beautiful tropical area, which is pretty cool. Looks like Florida. Okay, so I'd say so she was up to about 1,300 calories. Then she had another fruit snack. I'd say probably about 500 calories plus some juice. So I'd say she's at least up to 2,000 calories by this point in the day before dinner. Okay, so she just put up this comment here. So I'm going to rewind this for a second. Okay, so this is a dinner platter for her and her partner. And um, my problem with Freelee lately in her videos has nothing to do with her content. It has everything to do with her language around the food, particularly cooked food. So cooked starches. This is a healthy spread. Maybe this has a little bit of, you know, higher fat content in it, but her and her man are both pretty lean, so it's not going to be a big deal. But this is the problem I have. Honestly, we only do this once every few months. She keeps saying this about cooked food. And every time she's showing what she's eating, it's including cooked food. So my problem is that the message becomes slightly orthorexic in that when you're always trying to stick to a certain ideal standard, but you're constantly saying, we only do this every few months. This is just a backup plan. This is what we don't eat all the time. The message becomes confusing because your audience who is trying to, replicate what it is that you're doing and stick to a high fruit diet are also craving these kinds of foods at nights, a high starch dinner, and they're thinking that it's bad, and they're having thoughts of guilt associated with it. And I just don't think that in the span of mental health and your diet, that is a healthy way to think about food. Like, she could be saying, I really like to have fruit at nighttime, but this is a great option for when I don't have any more fruit available or I just don't feel like having fruit. And then the calorie content here, we've got 2 sweet potatoes because these look like they're 2 halves, right? These each are about 300 calories of rice. The vegetables are probably about 100 calories each. There's some avocado there, which is fine, and some lettuce leaves. But this whole dinner platter here for 2 people is about 1,000 calories, which puts her at, if she eats half of this, at 2,500 calories for the day, which is fine for her. But all I'm saying is that, like, if like I could eat this whole thing for dinner, beside the avocado and like whatever, this looks a little creamy, so I would stay away from that. Like steamed veggies would be awesome. But yeah, I know back in the day, Freelee would eat this whole thing herself too when she was eating like 3,000 calories a day. But all I'm saying is that there's nothing wrong with this dinner. They probably ate a bunch of fruit and a bunch of juice, and they both have their calories at a decent amount leading up to this. But all I'm saying is my problem is the language, because this is a very healthy meal. And I think, the rice is necessary. Rice is very easy to digest and it's a great source of carbohydrates. So it actually, a lot of this, when you're just eating whole foods, it's harder to digest and extract the energy and nutrients from the food because of the fiber content. But when you throw white rice into the mix, it's actually more beneficial for your body because it has a readily available source of carbohydrates that is not overly taxing on the digestive system, so it's easier to digest. So I always recommend, having white rice with your dinner, even if you're having, potatoes and vegetables as well, just because it it enhances digestion. It makes it easier to get the nutrients and energy that you need from your food, and actually improves your digestive functioning over time as well. I think her partner just said that we're not going to waste the rice, and he's probably like, give me some food. And that's a really good tip when you're eating out, to ask definitely for less oil, because most places it's just standard to cook oil into all of the food, the vegetables, the rice, whatever. So when you're eating at an Asian place, it is generally an easier thing to request and to get, because in a lot of traditional Asian cooking methods, especially in rural Asia, nothing really contains oil in it. So, but it's always good when you're eating out to request no oil. The salt thing, you can request like lower salt, but salt's really not an issue, especially if you're an active person and you don't have any issues with having high blood pressure. Yeah, so I think that is it for her day. And then she's just at the beach. Yep. So that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed this reaction video. So, like I said, she's been a great role model for the high carb, low fat, plant-based vegan diet. Her diet still looks great and healthy. My only issue is the language that she uses around cooked food. She sells a Raw Till 4 ebook, and a Naked Lunchbox ebook that both include a lot of cooked food options. And most people, realistically, they need that. And a fruitarian all raw diet is not ideal for most people, due to living locations, accessibility to fruit, and most fruit in general doesn't contain enough calories. So you need to add sugar to that fruit to bring up the Brix value, to bring up the carbohydrate content. And you also can be adding starches at dinner time, doing the Raw Till 4 type diet in order to meet your energy and nutrient requirements for that day, and for that year, and for the rest of your life, because it's like 100% sustainable way to eat that gets you the results of health, fitness, and a lean body that you desire. Okay, that's it for this video. Leave any comments or questions down below, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.